What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rising World. Today we're just going to do a quick episode on how to make blueprints. I just tried this out a little bit ago to see how everything worked and just to make sure that I could do it correctly. I believe I did it right. I'm going to use the farmhouse that I just finished building as my example here. For those of you that are the hardcore survivalists that don't like using creative mode and things like that, which generally is how I am, you need gold, I think, in order to craft a blueprint. And I don't have any gold. I haven't found any of that yet in this world. So what I'm going to do is, because this blueprint doesn't really benefit this world or anything like that in particular, or any of my gameplay, I'm going to grab one out of creative. And that way, anybody that wants this house, they can have it. Or for those of you that have built something and you want to learn how to share it, this will just be a quick tutorial on how to do the blueprint. So what I'm going to do is start over here. And one thing that I don't know is when we do the blueprint, if this overhang of the tree, if that's going to end up getting included in the blueprint. So I guess we'll find out. What we want to do is get ourselves a blueprint out of, I guess it would be considered out of creative. We're just getting it out of the command console. And to do that, and I don't know if this is a default thing. I think it might be different for different setups, but the tilde key, and yes, that button actually does have a name. It's the little squiggly line to the left of the number 1 key, and not on the number pad, but on the strip of keys above the letters. So you hit that tilde button, and that's going to open up a console, and you can see there that was when I just did my practice blueprint, that item number 2 has been given. So what we want to do is just type in item blueprint 1, because we just want one of them. And there's our blueprint. So it just gave it to us and escape to get out of the command console. And from here, it's actually pretty easy. All you need to do is just pick opposite corners, and you'll see what I mean here. But one thing that you have to do is make sure, if you have little overhangs and things, like we have this weather vane up here, we want to make sure we include those in our blueprint. So we're actually going to start not at the corner of the house, but out here to make sure that we're going to capture that guy as well. And so what we're going to do, you can see it gives you instructions down on the bottom. You can open your journal to load an existing blueprint, or press mouse left to select an area for the blueprint. So you press left mouse, and that puts you into blueprint mode, basically. So, all right, so I think we're pretty well lined up with the weather vane up there. So we want to make sure that we're lined up with that, and also we want to make sure that we're at least a little bit past this block here. So I think right about here should end up doing us pretty good. So that's going to line up here, and I think that'll grab our weather vane. So what we want to do now is just run over here real fast to the opposite corner. So on this part of the house, you can see that there's no overhangs or anything. So we just got to make sure that we include that part of the roof. So we come over to the opposite corner, and we've got a little bit of an overhang of a chimney there. So we want to include that. So probably that block right there. Okay. I think that's going to fit everything. So you can see that right now it's highlighting the entire blueprint of the house. And we got out far enough to capture all of the garden and everything. And so here's where we're going to find out if we got our weather vane. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F2, and that's going to put me into fly mode. Hit space to jump up a little bit. And what I want to do is raise that red highlighted area to select the entire house. So I'm going to hit on the number pad side where the plus and minus button is. I'm going to hit the plus button until everything in the house is highlighted. And that does get our little weather vane in there. So here's what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's going to try to include these leaves or not, because it's in the highlighted area. So everything is highlighted right now. If you're doing this blueprint to post onto forums and things like that, what you want to do is get yourself to where, almost like you're going to take a screenshot, because it's going to automatically take one for you, and that's going to be like the thumbnail for your blueprint. So what I'm going to do is just get nice and close right into here. And on the bottom in our instructions, you can, it actually doesn't tell you. It tells you how to adjust the selection area, but it doesn't tell you how to finish though. What you need to do is just hit the right mouse button, and that'll bring up a little dialog of select area or cancel. So I'm just going to hit left mouse click now to select the area. And that brings up the little interface to give your blueprint a name. And I'm not sure what the group does. I'm guessing that probably just creates another folder in your saves. It also gives you the stats on how much materials that you used in order to create this. So I just named it Barn Home, put it in a safety group, and automatically gives it that, gives it your name because you're the creator. And since I already have it, I'm not going to hit create, so I'm going to hit cancel. But you would hit create, and then if you hit J, that opens your journal and your table of contents here. If you hit blueprints, now my barn home is in the blueprints. Now, I've never used a blueprint, and I'm not in a practice world or anything. I'm in my actual world, so I don't want to put this down or anything like that. But if you want this house, this is how you would get it. So you'd figure out exactly where you want to put it, and I think it's like a right or a left click, and boom, you have the house. And it looks like the trees aren't included in there, so that's pretty sweet. I believe the interior, yep, I can see the interior in there. All right, that's really cool. Awesome. Well, that's good to know. So I'm a newbie at this game as well, so I'm still amazed by a lot of this stuff. All right, so I'm hoping if I hit escape. Nope. Okay, I don't want to hit the wrong button. Okay, I'm going to scroll out of my blueprint. Okay, there we go. I didn't want to build that house. That would have sucked. But that's how easy it is to make a blueprint, and also how to place down a blueprint, kind of, because I didn't want to actually place it. But I imagine it's a left or a right click. If anybody does build this house in their world, send me some screenshots. I'd like to see how you decorate it, and just to see where it fits into your world. I'd be very interested to see that. So, as always, I appreciate everybody for watching. If this helped you, leave me a like. If you enjoyed it, leave me a like. I appreciate that. And I'll see you next time for another Rising World tutorial.